Sahana vavatu sahanau bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the Lord protect us. May He nourish us. May we acquire the capacity to study and understand the scriptures. May our study be brilliant. May we not cavil at each other. Om, peace, peace and love. Dear brothers and sisters, loving Sai Ram to all of you. We welcome everyone for the satsang of the Sri Sathya Sai Baba Center of Arcadia. Now we are starting the study circle on Gita Vahini, the chapter 10 and page 44 for the online version. You all of you received that online version chapter is 44, but the book, if you have, this edition is page 86. So just 2 weeks ago, I think we had just a briefly tell, you can add anybody. So first Swami said, if you have a pure heart and whatever worship you do, inside worship, a very profound statement. Whatever act you do, whatever work you do, that becomes a yajna. That means you go to office, see, as a doctor, or you work as a lawyer, accountant, IT, whatever you work you do, that becomes yajna. Because people think yajna means only doing the Rudra yajna, Chandi yajna, this Homa. Whatever work we do, that becomes a yajna if you have pure heart and do that. Second, whatever words you say becomes a mantra. So that is so powerful. Not only just regular mantras, but Gayatri mantra, they're all powerful. But whatever you say, if you have pure heart, becomes a mantra. And wherever you go, whatever place you put, like all of you, if you're 100%, this become a kshetra. This is like a pilgrimage center. So that is the power of purity of the heart and worship. Then he expanded about yajna. So there is one is whatever we do. Then there are various types of yajnas. Anybody wants to summarize the yajnas? You want? Yeah, go ahead. You start. Yeah, take the microphone. Whoever is talking. Yeah.
Sairam. There are 5 yajnas that Swami talks here. One is the Dravya Yajna, Tapo Yajna, number 2, Tapo Yajna, and 3 is Yoga Yajna, 4, Swadhyaya Yajna, and the 5 is the Gnana Yajna. And the Dravya Yajna is the utilizing whatever the richness resources one has, whether as a gift, it could be skills, could be cows, land, anything. And the Tapo Yajna is the one that when all physical activities, mental activities, and speech are utilized for sadhana, spiritual discipline, that becomes the Tapo Yajna. And the Gnana Yajna is the doing karma, but yet remaining unbound by karma. That's the Yoga Yajna. And Swadhyaya Yajna means studying with humility, reverence, the sacred scriptures. That's the Swadhyaya Yajna for liberation and for moksha. And now we're in Gnana Yajna.
Yeah, that is what we are doing right now. We should relate to that. What we are doing is Swadhyaya Yajna. So when you go to the Sunday, you do the seva, giving sandwiches, and the others. Last weekend we did food distribution. That is becomes dravya yajna. And then you do the worship, like we do sing the bhajans and do the worship, that becomes the tapo yajna. And then there are other yajnas, like this called bhota yajna. So just feeding the animals, like the ants and birds, and because whenever you do that, there's duty of all of us because they have support the animal. This is called bhota yajna. And another yajna is also described called pitru yajna, being grateful to our parents for what they did to us, and even our ancestors, the parents can, because of that, is a part of the thing. So we should be grateful to the lineage, what our ancestors did. Then called Rushi Yajna. Then your sages, they are the ones like Upanishads and all that came because of them. When you study them, when you contemplate on them, that becomes a Rushi Yajna. And but what did Lord Krishna say in Gita, in Vibhuti Yoga? Yajnanam Japa Yajñosmi. Of all the yajnas, I am the Japa Yajna. Just repeating the name of the Lord, that itself is yajna. Om Si Sai Ram or Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo. Whatever we do, that repetition of the name itself becomes the yajna. And the final is Jnana Yajna, which is self-inquiry. And he says everything ends in Jnana Yajna. So two yajnas, he gives the most importance. Every yajna is good, but two yajnas is, one is Japa Yajna, that how God is kind with us. You don't need anything. You don't need to yajna kunda. You don't need the habis. You don't need purnahuti. You don't need this. You don't need a priest. Nothing. You do yourself. That is Japa Yajna. And he says, I am Japa Yajna. On the highest, he says, everything ends in Jnana Yajna. There also you don't need anybody. Self-inquiry, who am I? Go inside. So all the yajnas he describes, but these two are the most powerful. Japa Yajna, Jnana Yajna, which don't need any outside resources. This is all each one of us access. There's an important point we covered. And now we'll start on page 80. Anybody else has anything? We gave some homework last time. I don't know, anybody remembers? Anybody? Nobody? Is how to get the jnana. We said, please read that sloka 34 in chapter 4 and read Shidi Sai Satcharita about Shidi Baba and Nana Sahib Chandorkar. Anyway, we will come to that. So we talked about it. I said we have 2 weeks to think. So now let us go on that. So just please go ahead and start and we'll discuss
that. Books can at best inform, they can't demonstrate their direct proof. Only the realized can convince by direct demonstration. So they have to be sought after and served reverentially. Then only can this precious gnana be won. No amount of seawater can slake one's thirst. No amount of sastric study can solve doubt. Besides, the aspirant for gnana must have not only bhakti devotion and shraddha study faith, but he should also be simple and pure. He should not grow impatient and irritate the teacher. Haste ruins chances of success. Whatever the guru tells should be practiced and experienced. You should not try out every single item of advice that you hear or learn, thus changing the sadhana as fancy takes hold, even from the desire to become a gnani quick. Doing thus, you will only end as a complete agnani. Why it is sometimes preferable to remain an agnani, for such people tend to end up in madness. Therefore, one has to be very careful. You must endure to please the Guru and win his favor by obeying his orders and serving him lovingly. You should have no other thought than his welfare and happiness. Give up all else and win his grace. Then gnana is yours. Instead, if you're disobedient, critical through egoism and want of faith, you can be blessed by the vision of the truth. You'll be plunged in the gloom. As the cow takes her calf near when it sees it, so the Guru will draw the Sishya disciple to his presence and give him the milk of grace. The Sishya ought to be a sterling character. Then, just as a clean piece of iron will be attracted by the magnet, he will receive the immediate attention of the teacher. Then here Swami goes into qualifications of Guru. The qualifications of Guru can be inquired into by the Sishya. In fact, he ought to, for he needs a teacher. Arjuna, I shall describe the characteristics which a teacher should possess. He must have not merely book knowledge, but the wisdom derived through direct experience. He must be established in the reality that is in Brahmanishta, study contemplation of Brahma. Mere Sastragnana is incomplete to grant mukti, self-realization. It can be best help in gaining bhakti, a living. Why? There are some who, by sheer anubhava gnana, knowledge gained through your own experience, have won mukti without a grain of sastra gnana. But such persons can't save disciples who are pestered by doubt. They can't understand their difficulties and sympathize with them.
Yeah, you went marathon. Okay, we can start there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think in this chapter, Swami talks about both the how the disciple should be and what the teacher's qualifications are, and also that reminds me the disciple qualifications. I think in Guru Purnima talk, this was brought up. The qualifications of a disciple, especially the main four qualifications. I think, like for any, even getting into college, unless you're qualified, you won't really grasp the knowledge. So the way I remember is the 4 Ds for dispassion. And then discrimination, dispassion, and disciplines, and desire. Mumukshatvam is a desire.
Yeah, strong lung. Viveka is discrimination, and Vairagya is dispassion, and Sadhana Chatushtaya, that is Shat Sampati, this is called. And fourth is Mukshatvam, which is strong yearning for liberation. Those are the Sadhana Chatushtaya part. But here, coming back to what Swami is telling, bookish knowledge. So we all read the books, and some people know all the Vedas, Puranas. So bookish knowledge won't give you the realization. So there are two things which they talk about in spirituality. Parokshanubhuti, parokshanubhuti. Indirect knowledge, direct knowledge. What from books you get is indirect knowledge. Oh, you go there, like you say, Google Map, you go there. But you have to tread that. Or somebody describes, oh, Alfonso fruit is like this, it tastes like this. But there is nothing like eating, right? There is a parochan with one direct experience, another is indirect knowledge. Bookish knowledge is indirect knowledge. That's why people may be great scholars and they may not even have that experience. But there are many great saints, sages, who never went to even school and college, like Nisargadatta Maharaj. He was smoking bidis, and Ravana Maharshi never went to college, and Sri Ramakrishna, he didn't even know properly how to read and write. There are many sages like that. So important is this direct experience, direct knowledge. Scriptural knowledge helps, but there is only the direction. So that is what Sri Ramakrishna used to say. You have an almanac which says there will be 5 inches rain. You go on pressing the almanac, you won't be any rain. Rain will come rain. So that will just give an indication there will be rain. Similarly, all the bookish knowledge will give us direction what to do, like all these practices we talking about, sadhana chatushtayam and shat sampati, how we should do. But ultimately, we need to have the practice. For that, two important things, bhakti and shraddha. He said, that is why even in Arati we say, Shraddha Bhakti Badavo Santana Ki Seva, right? One of the Aratis, they said, please, Lord, give me faith and the devotion. These two are, the Swami says, like we are writing a letter, you need the stamp and the address. With the address, if there is no stamp, it will come back to that letter. And if there is a stamp and there is no address, it won't go. You need both stamp and address to communicate. Similarly, to be in touch with God, to be connected to God, you need a love for God. Second is absolute faith in God. These two are very, very important. Otherwise, you can't progress. That is why this Lord Krishna says in chapter 4, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Only a man with faith will attain jnanam. Whereas the opposite is samshayatma vinashyati. Man with doubts will perish. We go on having doubt, like will become like a doubting Thomas always, like what happened to him. So you should never have doubt. You should have absolute faith in Guru, your God, and in scriptures. And most important faith you should have is in yourself, that I can do it. I will have that. So that is very important. And for that, you should have and also the intense love. That's where the whole spiritual journey, Swami beautifully says, one shore is the doubts, samshayatma vinashyati. Other shore is knowledge, shraddhavan labhate jnanam. So the whole journey of life is from the doubt, where you have 1,000 doubts, then 100 doubts, then 10 doubts, 1 doubt. You will completely have no doubts at all. So you reach the other goal, and then you get knowledge. That is why in 108 names of Swami, anybody remembers what does it say? Akala Samshayharaya Namaha. Akala Samshayharaya. He removes, if you pray to him, he removes all your doubts. So just we do our effort, but he will get rid of all our doubt. You should pray for that, Lord. Shraddha Bhakti Badavo. So that is what important thing. And then he was telling, we discovered last week, we said, here also he's telling 4 things are needed. So just Viveka, Vairagya, and Sadhana, this Shat Sampatti. Does anybody know what Shat Sampatti? Which are the Shat Sampatti? 6 treasures. You can have some rubies, diamonds, and emeralds. These are all also treasures, but the real treasures are these 6. Anybody here? We discussed that. So everyone.
Shama. Shama.
What Shama? First Shama. It is not Shama means forgiveness. Shama. Shama means, so for the sake of everybody, Shama means control the mind. So you need to control, because mind is responsible for bondage and liberation. Manayeva manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayo. Mind leads you to bondage and liberation. First is Shama. That's very important, because Swami gave a nice, beautiful discourses series in that's on time 1976, which came as a book about just mind and its mystery. Okay, next is
Dhamma.
Dhamma is control of body and senses. That's why Swami says, bend the body, bend the senses, and the mind. So you need to bend the body in the service of others and control the senses. Dhamma.
Uparati.
Yeah, Uparati is withdrawal from the outside world. Always our mind is going outside. I want to go to this place. I want to go to this friend. I want to go to this social gathering. Or I want to watch this. Always outgoing. Just to be still That is very important for spiritual seekers. You need to withdraw from this turbulent outside world, because sadhana is the inward path. So always when you are going outwards, Swami is taking a pot to the water, to the tank, and fill it up. And there are so many holes in that. By the time you come, oh my God, it is empty, because you leaked it, all these outgoing tendencies. So Uparati is very important. Okay, next.
Shraddha.
That we talked about this absolute faith. Faith in what?
Faith in oneself and Guru.
And also in the scriptures. So faith in God, faith in Guru. For us, we have no problem. Guru and God are one. So Guru, God, scriptures, and oneself. Yeah, Shraddha.
Samadhana.
Yeah, Shraddha. And Titiksha. Before Samadhana comes Titiksha. This is the most important, grandest. Titiksha is forbearance. In life, there is the grandest noble virtue, to be able to withstand the challenges in life. So somebody criticizes you, somebody causes you pain. Life, a lot of us go through ups and downs. During that time, how you have that forbearance. Swami gives the example of Kunti, Draupadi. Swami himself is an example, how much he went through as in the young days. They did sorcery, cut his head, put this, that. Nothing, he didn't react. So, and tried to somebody give poison vadas, and he even blessed them. So Jesus, same thing, when he was crucified, he says, Father, forgive them, they know not what they do. So these are the great. And even Buddha, Lord Buddha, what did he do? When he was trying to, this guy Devadatta used to try to kill him and all that, he says, if I love him like my son Rahul, he will get up and walk. Somebody who wanted to kill him, he forgave. So that is the nature of forbearance and forgiveness. That is the noblest quality which makes the difference between bad people like Kauravas and Pandavas example, how much they put through forbearance. And the last... yeah, there's poison vadas. That's what I was saying. So yeah, if you want to, Swami went to somebody's house. Hope everybody knows that. That's why I didn't. So he went you didn't know that? Okay, he went to he sometimes was devotee. This lady invited, but she had a bad intention, because those days Swami was getting popular. So she cooked the things, and then she the vadas. A lot of people here, they know they are mostly Indian. Lentils they made. And so they served. Usually Swami always we ate with Swami. Always he gives most of it. He just take a piece of it and gives everything. But this time he didn't give anything. He was eating himself everything. Everybody was wondering, my God, what happened to him? He was eating all the vadas. So the others. Then after that, so just Swami was, there is a poison there. So he was turning blue. But then he threw up all the vadas. They came intact because they were all poison. So they were so vicious. That lady wanted to hurt Swami. Then the devotees got so mad, they realized what happened, because they wanted to beat her up naturally. But Swami is so kind, he forgave. Swami, it appears, said, oh, she wanted to prove my divinity, that poison won't affect me. So he said that is instead of cursing most of the people. And then even subsequently she came and stayed with Swami in the ashram. That is Swami's love and forgiveness and forbearance. So that is then Samadhana. But Samadhana is equanimity, being in both grief and joy and profit and loss, success and failure. You maintain the same equal mindedness. That is very important. This is Shat Sampati. So that is what we need. But anyway, I don't know. The four things here at church. You can chant that shloka, chapter 430 for Prajna. Prajna knows all the shlokas in Bhagavad Gita. So remember that? Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya padeshanchite ajnanam jnanina tattvadarshana. Good. So tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadeshanchite jnanam jnanina tattvadarshana. So if you want to have jnana, so you have to do this. Vidhi pranipatena. That means you do the Sashtanga Namaskar. The Swami talked about it. And pariprashnena, you should have the ask your guru what is the path. Sevaya, you need to serve him. Then Upadeshanchite Jnanam, he will teach you Jnana. This is the normal translation everybody does. So even Adi Shankara Bhashyam, he does that. So Shidi Baba had a disciple, Bani Nana Sahib Chandorkar. He was a very scholarly man, he knows everything. So he was sitting at the feet of Shidi Baba, and he had book this Gita, and he was chanting, he was mumbling to himself this shloka with Shidi Baba said, because she thought Baba he knows he's a great saint and all that, but he didn't know that Baba will know Sanskrit because he never went to school or never studied. So what does he know Sanskrit? So then Baba says, hey, you are mumbling something. What are you saying? Say it. Then he said like that, he said it loud. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadeshanchite ajnanam jnaninam tattvadarshana. Okay, tell me the meaning, Baba said, because he thought he doesn't know. He just said the summary. If you prostrate to your guru and ask them sincere questions and do his service, then you will get jnana and the guru will give you jnana. Hey, that is summary. I want word by word meaning. Because he thought Baba, if you give summary, it's okay. He doesn't know anything. Then he goes one by word. That with the pranipatena means that's you do this ashta. Pariprashnena. Prashna means the question. Pariprashna. He says, Prashna is question. What is pariprashna? And this guy doesn't know. He's a Sanskrit scholar because Baba knows. Prashna is question, then why does pariprashna? Vyasa is such a great one. He would put that extra word, pariprashna. And he says it's not just asking a question. Ask with sincerity that I want to know the truth. Because most of the people ask for the sake of asking questions, just to be particular in some gatherings. They just want to ask questions, not that genuine it is there. So, Paripashnena Sevaya. But Seva means service. Oh, just do service like go on giving food or anything. No. You do the service means you think your body, mind belongs to the Guru. So what this whole thing is for serving him. That kind of attitude you should have. That is Seva. Then final thing is this climax. Upadeshanchite Jnanam. Jnanina. The Guru will teach you Jnana. Baba says no. Say another word. Upadeshanchite Ajnanam. Says either you should use Jnana or Ajnana. It is understood. Guru will teach you Ajnana. So this Nana Sahib Sanjorkar says, no, Baba, Shankara Bhashya, because one of the greatest commentaries of Bhagavad Gita, many people wrote, but two are very prominent in the old days. One is Shankara Bhashyam, which is commented by Shankara, and second is Ramanuja Bhashyam, Ramanuja, the Vaishnava tradition. These are the two. There are many, many thousands of commentaries from great, even Western scholars used. So then he says, it doesn't matter, because that shows how Baba is above even the source of Adi Shankara is considered a manifestation of Amsha Avatar of Lord Shiva. Then he says, Ajnanam, what is wrong in putting? He didn't put Jnana. So he says, Guru cannot teach you Jnanam, he will teach you Ajnanam. So he was shocked. He says, because sun is there, you are always, you are love, you are Atma, you are light. There is nothing you cannot, once you get something, you lose. What all Guru does is removes ajnana. If there is sun is there, the clouds are covering the sun, right? You shouldn't say. The clouds are removed, automatically sun shines. You are not bringing the sun. So similarly, we are that Atma, we are that Brahman, but this ignorance and this thinking that I am the body mind complex, have this greed, desire, anger, greed, attachment, jealousy, all those things, our negative qualities are covering it up. So all the sadhana is to remove this negative quality so that we become pure, and then we see, hey, I am already that. You are not becoming something new. When you become something new, you lose it. We are already that state. What our Guru helps is get rid of this ajnana. So that is the revelation. So now everybody knows. Next time we say tadvitti pranipatena Hari Prashnena Sevaya Upadeshanchite Ajnanam Jnaninam Tattvadarshana. All the books till now I never saw any commentary of Gita saying this other than Shirdi Baba. So this is the inner meaning that the avatars can give. So all the others are great people, Adi Shankara, who can question, but so this is the real angle that you're already, when you remove the Dvaita, automatically you become Advaita. So that is what the whole secret is. So here we are thinking duality. The Guru comes and let you remove the duality, Dvaita Bhava, then you will realize that Advaita. This is a very profound uh, message. That is what real Guru can do. That is the difference between ordinary Gurus and real Gurus. And our Swami is the greatest Guru. Let me tell you personal experience. So, Swami tells for all of us to do japa. So each one, that is the real Guru, he knows our diagnosis, where we are spiritually. So he gives the regular Gurus give the general advice, do this, do the adhana. But Swami will tailor to what you are there. Like Swami gave the example, you have stomach pain, you are a doctor, so somebody just, it could be indigestion, take some Pepto-Bismol or just omeprazole or some simple thing. Some things could be severe pain, then you need to do even a surgery, like it could be appendicitis or something, then you do operate. So the doctor knows the symptom is the same, stomach pain. It could be something simple where you do with medicine, something you need injection, something surgery. Similarly, God knows our disease, worldly disease. So there was one man, I remember, Ratan Lal, uncle, we used to call. We had some of us, we had very close relation to him. So Swami used to always tell him, find out who you are, find out who you are. That's all. Find who am I, who am I. That's all the path of self-inquiry he tells. And we know another uncle who was Gopal Rao. We met, he was chairman of Andhra Bank, became Swami's devotee. And Swami used to anytime say, Swami, what sadhana? Let's say Sai Ram, Sai Ram. That's all you need to do. And here is Amal is Yoga Rao. That was great. Swami used to call him Yoga Rao because he used to always do work service. So just he says, go on doing service, that is your path. So depending upon your aptitude, Swami knows whether you have the service to take to the goal, or whether it is the namasmana that will take to the goal, or path of self-inquiry. So each one, the Guru knows where we are and gives the advice. That is the wonderful to give God as our Guru. He is the Guru Nam, Guru, teacher of teachers. So anybody has any questions now? Comment, okay, go ahead.
Interesting that Swami says that teacher who has got the knowledge through personal experience alone is also unable to answer the doubts of seekers. So ideal Guru is having both personal experience and knowledge of scriptures. How blessed we have Swami.
That is true. That is, we are the most blessed, because it's not only Swami as the knowledge of the scriptures, he's the source of all the scriptures. Because every word of Swami is like a mantra, and every discourse is a Veda. So we are really blessed. That is why we don't understand how blessed we are. But we need to make the best use of it by diving deep into these teachings. Because there's some people, they are enlightened souls. You go to the Himalayas, there are so many yogis who are enlightened, but they cannot guide you, express in words because of their limitation in their expression. But if God wants, they can use them to give the knowledge. Anybody else? Any comments or questions? They're all enlightened. Okay, so we are time there. I think we can conclude and start. But we won't have time to. And anybody wants to share any story of Swami? If not, okay, we'll continue next week.
Just one little comment. I think as some of the realized souls that they can't explain, because this is sometimes so abstractive to explain, but that actually reminds us that we need to ground in Shravanam, Mananam, and Nididhyasanam. So we have to listen, contemplate, and then
Most Nididhyasana is practice.
practice.
Good is to listen, but contemplate, then give the inner meaning. But most importantly, practice. That's why Swami says practice, practice, practice. So because it is even Taittiriya Upanishad, the famous quotation is Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. It is something which cannot be expressed in words, which can't be comprehended by the mind. Because the problem is the Lord is infinite, right? So logic says, how can you grasp the infinite with the finite? Because our mind, body, speech, they're all finite, they're limited. Whereas this is something infinite. So you cannot comprehend. That is why the Upanishads clearly said, this is something can't be comprehended by the mind, not be expressed in the speech. This is something only to be experienced. That is important. So that is what the whole message is. That is what the Taittiriya Upanishad and in the what is the thing, Bhruguvalli. So no, Anandavalli he describes about Ananda. What is that? This is called Ananda Mimamsa. What is really the? And then the Bhruguvalli is the one where this Bhrugu, his father says, go and find out what is Brahman, what is the Atman. Then he goes and searches. First he says, go to the food sheet, that's where, Brahman is food, so it is where. He says, no, that is not. Then he goes to the mind sheet, pranamaya sheet, then next vital air sheet. No, then it is not that. Then he goes manomaya sheet. Next is mind sheet. No, there is not that. Then he goes next level, vijnanamaya kosha. No, not that. Then finally, anandamaya kosha. It's like you have jacket and vest. Take away the jacket, then take the vest, then take away the shirt, then the undershirt, then you touch the body, right? Similarly, the Anandamaya is the innermost sheath in our things. So most of us live in the level of Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, in the level of the body, pranas, and mind. So we need to go beyond that to experience that bliss. So read Bhruguvalli. Bhruguvalli, Anandavalli, this is a part of Taittiriya Upanishad. First is Shikshavalli, which says, that is the one which says, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atite Devo. There is the Vedist, it says Satyam Vada, Dharmam Char. So all those things. But next level, it comes what is real Ananda. We talk about Ananda very casually, but what is Brahmananda, it describes. Then, how to reach that is the third one, Bhruguvalli. Okay, so we'll continue next week.